What's up, Blade Breakers? We are back with another unboxing, and this one is SOAR PHEONIX. Now, he's actually called Phoenix Wing, if you guys do Teir Tommy, so you can see the name change there is a little bit different. He is an attack type with some of those deluxe string launchers in there. Just one, but I'm very excited for this unboxing. This is going to be really good. And all of the parts look really awesome. They are what you would consider competitively good parts. You're going to want them if you're going to be competitive in like tournaments and stuff like that. But, you know, we just kind of Beyblade for fun here. So no worries on like the competitive edge that you are looking for with this Bey. Now, I will say, looks like there's one on the top here. This Bey does come with the string launcher. So for me, and I just can't seem to see the tape here for some reason, it is a must buy. You really want this string launcher. It's probably the best string launcher that money can buy. I do like that they also have the packaging where you can see the Bey, which is really nice. We'll kind of zoom in here a little bit. I think that's good. So I really like that you can see the packaging. Obviously, pick it up, and then you just got the Bey itself. And then this is the reason you buy this set, is because you want a launcher. You want one that is reliable, and you want one that is going to be easy to control. Now, there is the winder launcher, which we've talked about on the channel here probably once or twice, but that one is actually in its own specific packaging, and it's its own product. So you would have to buy that on its own. And so for a lot of you, that's not gonna be as easy as just snagging up a SOAR PHEONIX, you know what I mean? Obviously, we've got directions and stuff like that. If you guys don't know how to play, watch my video on the Extreme Battle set, because I would say that is a good one to watch. And we don't even need the knife, actually. Well, there goes the bit somewhere, all right. Awesome, and it is a high resistance bit as well. So overall, everything you're getting here is pretty much top notch, right? This is all the stuff that you are realistically going to want when you purchase a product. We got the bit, the ratchet, and the launcher. I would say the PHEONIX blade itself is pretty good. It's not necessarily the greatest, and it does have that metal painted coating there. So you might not want to get this Bey, or if you do, you're like, okay, it's gonna get damaged and I'm only gonna really use it for a little bit, or I'm gonna buy two or something like that. So you do have a different bunch of options, and the string launcher is probably the main one of the set here. So for the differences here, you can see the lighting's a little bad. Let me go ahead and fix the lighting for you guys real quick, hopefully. All right, hopefully that looks way better, honestly. Yeah, we'll stick with that. So you can see they do have like some like product numbers and stuff like that. But besides that little bit that's in black, this is exactly the same as the one I have. So we'll actually be using this for the video when we do our little test battles. And we're gonna only be using the Hasbro Stadium and the Hasbro Beys for like the test battles and stuff like that. And if we do any sort of videos. I know a lot of people don't really like the Hasbro Stadium. So if you guys want, I'm selling two stadiums. One of them is a Teir Tommy Stadium that has like no packaging or anything like that. And then that one's probably $20-ish. And then like $35 to $40, I've got one that actually has the full packaging with like the cardboard piece at the top, and the packaging goes all the way down. So if you guys are interested in that, let me know down in the comments below. Literally just be like, hey, I want to purchase that stadium, and I can get you set up there, because I know a lot of people want a Teir Tommy Stadium, and the Extreme Battle set for Hasbro and for Teir Tommy, those sets are just really expensive. So I understand that, and I want to get you guys a really good stadium for, you know, on the down low, on the cheap, you know what I'm saying? That way you can actually battle without having to break the bank. because the Stadium is a must buy, and then this is a must buy. And if you're like, okay, which one do I purchase first? I think you have to purchase the Stadium set, even though it's more expensive, because you can't really battle without the Stadium. But you also really want this launcher. This launcher is insane. I've shown you guys my grip in the last Stadium unboxing, and my grip is actually really nice. It's got the grip, it's got the string launcher or the regular ripcord launcher, and then it's got a Bay Battle Pass on there too. So it's got a lot of weight to it, it's got a lot of size, but even so, you can see that's my full hand there, and you know, this'll fit on here without hurting my hand, right? That'll fit on there, and I can hold with my whole hand. So you get way more control, especially for, you know, I've fractured my wrist and we're still in recovery, so I can't really use the ripcord launchers. It's way easier for me to use the string launcher because you can see my hand doesn't even move, except for, I guess, the whole table moves when I do that. But it's really nice to have the string launcher here, and we'll just set it right there in the corner so we can talk about the parts. So here's the QR code, right? I don't know how close you have to be to actually scan it in. So there's some different angles for you. There is a site where you can find all of them, but the Bay itself, right, it does have like a smoky kind of look to it on that clear plastic. I'll just rub that off there real quick. And that's better. So this is the actual blade itself, and the bit beast is, of course, a PHEONIX. And you're really going to want this because this has really good attack power. You can see the actual pieces that come off there that would normally do those smash attacks. Do give it a tiny bit of an upper attack, but I wouldn't really... I'd kind of run this on a little bit higher ratchet, because if you actually look at the parts here, I'll show you guys on the box. It is a 60 ratchet, right? So when you're looking at the parts, the 60 ratchet is the lowest ratchet that we have to Takara Tomy or Hasbro, right? So SOAR PHEONIX, right? Really good attack power, like I mentioned. A little bit of defense, not really. Let me know in the comments, are these stats like good stats? Are they correct? Like, I don't know. I can't tell you if it's 65 attack and that's true and it really feels like that, or if it's more balance, or if it's less attack. I don't really know if the stats are very competitively accurate. You can see there are heights here. So I would assume 70's in the middle, 80, and then we'll probably get a 90 and a 50 at some point, I think anyways. But 60 is currently the lowest we have. And we'll show you guys right now in a little bit what the bit looks like, which is way nicer. And it really fits well with the ratchet because the ratchet is circular. So that is gear flat. It doesn't have the printed out name, like ratchet isn't just R, it's gear flat. So it doesn't have it spelled out, but really good attack, decent dash, and really good burst. So this is where you're going to see all those burst finishes come from this bit because of the fact it is a gear bit. So gear bits actually go all the way down. I'll show you guys real quick. The rush bit is not a gear bit. So like gear rush would have the actual teeth go all the way down. So you'd see the teeth go all the way to the bottom of the rush bit, which would be interesting for sure. Gear flat is kind of, it's actually a little bit of a purple color, not full jet black. I don't know if you guys can tell because of the lighting, but this is a really good bit. I think it's going to perform really well. And then the ratchet, obviously the ratchet is very, very circular. We have kind of talked about this before, but when you're looking at a ratchet, 4 is not very good because this circular bit is going to be way better. And you can see if you look at the ratchet, it's just going to kind of glide off on all those other surfaces and it's not going to do as good. You know what I mean? Like the actual ratchet is going to kind of hinder dagger drawn, or is it? Yeah, dagger drawn is how you say it in the, man, the Hasbro names are confusing, but very circular, and it is the lowest. So 9 points of contact, 60 for the height, and we are going to go ahead and actually weigh this for you guys and then get into some test battles here. So the resistance, real quick before I forget, is a high resistance bit. So all of the bays that I've unboxed so far have high resistance bits. So they're all going to basically not burst. And that's kind of good for some of you guys. Some of you guys are probably like, oh, I really want to see bursts. But competitively, these two sets are actually really, really good. You know, they're very even. You're not going to see a lot of bursts. You're not going to see one dominating the other. I guess Mammoth might do kind of good, but that's kind of besides the point. So 35 for the drawn dagger blade, and then SOAR PHEONIX is 38, right? So that's a 3 gram difference just on the blades though, right? So if we actually weigh the full combo, there is drawn dagger, or dang, dagger drawn, sorry you guys. 43.5, we're just gonna round up, 43.5 and then 46.5. So 3 gram difference in these bays. That is insane. That's going to make for a lot of differences here. And keep in mind, these guys are actually somewhat even on your weights and such. So when you're looking at them, it's not going to be as unbalanced as I made it sound. I mean, yeah, 3 grams is a big difference, but it's going to be more based on the performance of the bit and such. So when you're looking at them, 3 grams is not a big deal. Once you get into some of the other releases, you know, SOAR PHEONIX, as it's called now, is really, really going to have an edge in a lot of battles. And so we'll get the stadium out just so we can kind of show you guys what this is looking like here. And there we go. Actually get the whole stadium, hopefully, in the picture. There we go. We'll do a test launch real quick. So new launcher, SOAR PHEONIX. And self KO right away. That's awesome. That is the problem with high attack bits. You're going to see that all the time. That's crazy, you guys. That is 2 self KOs. I literally just launched him in self KO, self KO. So we'll do dagger drawn first, and then we'll snag SOAR PHEONIX. Look at those smash attacks, insane. Obviously, we launched dagger drawn first. One more time, putting SOAR PHEONIX in first. And there you go. So he does lose when you put him in first. But overall, I want to say his performance is definitely what you would expect from a bay that is this good. We'll go ahead, show you guys real quick the parts again. So there they are, just fully assembled, the gear flat and the 960. And there he is with some battle damage. I do have one in the case already, so I do have 2 of these. So don't worry if you're worried about all the scratches and stuff. This is SOAR PHEONIX. Remember, get the launcher. I think that's probably the last thing I'll say for you guys. Launcher is probably the best one, and all of these parts are really, really good. Even if you're going to do, you know, something like switching out your bits and maybe you want a little bit more consistent drawn and you're gonna go with like a gear flat with those parts on drawn, or maybe you want to keep the rush and you think he just gets bursted too much, he's bursting too much because of this ratchet. You can switch that out, and you can see that it really has no contact points besides the ones it's made to have. So there you go. That's pretty much the video for you guys. We're going to be unboxing another Hasbro Bay after this, so definitely stay tuned for that because it's going to be super awesome. Probably going to do Arrow Wizard next, or Wizard Arrow, whichever one you prefer to say. So that's the video for you guys. We'll see ya in the next one.